be jumping up the hook. 929-477-3785. Let me slow down. I've been moving and grooving non-stop. I was out in the field, no phone charger or no human charge. I was on the Carl Nelson show earlier. It's been non-stop. We'll get a few PSAs, people service announcements, you know what I'm saying? Get them out the way. You dig? Again, PSA, people service announcements. Angel Dixon in the building, Queen Hollywood in the building. Norman Richard coming in from Canada. That's what the show body in the building. That's what it is, y'all. It's y'all coming in, okay. Y'all text somebody else, let them know where we at. Call in number 929-477-3785. Also 708-223-8953. 708-223-8953. 929-477-3785. Press 1 to be heard, to get in. Okay, that's what it is, y'all. A lot of stuff been moving and grooving, y'all. I know a lot of cats ain't came down from this historical landmark decision. You did. This came down again. The historical landmark, the Hampton House, the house which Chairman Fred Hampton grew up in. Just put up again. This even out there. I just got word also on the side note that WVON is replaying the show we called in last week, and they want me to call in or something now. We might cause an overdose around here. All this energy around here. You dig? Hold on. Let me see. Y'all bear with me. Let me say cover with it. Hold on 1 second. Let me see what's that. Give me that call-in number to VON somebody again. Okay. So you want to tune in this? Okay. They are replaying your interview tonight. So you want to? Okay. It's getting out of play. Give me a minute. We gonna call in with them. Okay. Text me the number, y'all. Okay. Where you at? Let me make sure I get back on Instagram. Now I gotta restart that back up because I lost the volume. One more time. Showtime. Okay. Those who seen some of the contradictions just happened to occur recently also at the Hampton House. Less than 48 hours after the decision came down for the Hampton House to be a historical landmark, the house next door, the location which has been abandoned for 45 plus years. This was my cousin died in the fire there, which we've been trying to get. All of a sudden, the constructions company came through and tore up the paintings of Chairman Fred's funeral, everything. So it's to put it lightly, it's heated over there right now. You know, it's a contested climate. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna keep y'all abreast on that. Some people say more money, more problems. You say more progress, more problems. Also, you did. So as soon as that come down, and we, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people in the community say, man, that should have been allotted to the Hampton House, but all of a sudden these individuals, and also it helps expose the contradiction in regards to race, class, you know, you name it, because even whether they intentionally done this or not, you've seen them move with arrogance, just come through and just tear the painters up. You know what I'm saying? We get the phone call. You go back and look at the footage we had posted. In fact, I think it's on YouTube. We actually got the footage of them, you know what I'm saying? Pictures of Chairman Fred up under the one of the work trailers, you dig? So we're going to be dealing with that contradiction, you know what I'm saying? We're going to keep y'all abreast on that. Also, we're talking about the Chairman Fred Hampton Aquatic Center, the pool over there on 5th. We're going to be, you know what I'm saying, pushing for in regards to what's happening with this pool. We want the pool to be open. It's ironic that that's one of the campaigns that, as a youth, then Fred Hampton fought, you know what I'm saying, for swimming pool facility for black youth out there in Maywood. So this is some of the things we've been dealing with. So we're going to keep y'all abreast. Y'all make sure y'all tune in, update on that, because that's something that's near and dear to, I meet adults all the time, and they say how that pool impacted them, and the stories, you know what I'm saying, how they come alive, you know what I'm saying, about that. So we're going to be talking about that, but don't let these updates we have another day next door diminish the impact that happened, you know what I'm saying, that has been going. People been coming through the Hampton and taking pictures. People been, you know what I'm saying, world-renowned DJ Sam Chapman last night, you know what I'm saying, Brother Rob Money's party, he had a special CD selection, got all of the Hampton House on there, you know what I'm saying, so we know as Minister European News, our people don't read as much as we would like for them to read, We come to you in your barbershops, your pool halls, your clubs, your hookah lounges, wherever you at. We are bringing this. We bring updates to you, and so it's phenomenal. It's DJ Sam Chapman got the Hampton House on there. We need y'all to go to savethehamptonhouse.org. Stay in contact with us and stay abreast with us. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot happening. You know what I'm saying? I see you just tune in. Okay, zone as well. Gail, we don't man. We want to just again. We brother Randy Randall had been on. We had these appreciation letters. Gail Jones, see you tuning in. We again. We want man. We want to start these appreciation letters from Hampton now. You know what I'm saying? For the vote that came down from the unanimous decision that came down. You know what I'm saying? And also the consistency of the people in regards to, you know what I'm saying, the Hampton House been a historical landmark. You know what I'm saying? Again, Maywood, geographically small speaking, but it represents a political giant. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna be getting those appreciation letters. We appreciate that phenomenal historical move, and it's ongoing. Daniel Kaluuya, who portrayed Chairman Fred in the movie, from the stage of the Oscar. I know a lot of y'all still talking about Will Smith and with Chris Rock. We talking about what Daniel Kaluuya and her when they came on the stage. What he said, "Long live Chairman Fred." Can't forget that. Let that stain in your brain and that mark in your heart stay consistent, y'all. We live and direct in the spirit of making history, taking history, and taping history, y'all. Calling numbers 929-477-3785. I got some brothers and sisters on deck here too. That's, you know what I'm saying, they got it. They in the media, and we're gonna be up in the ante. Matter of fact, we, you know what I'm saying, even with the podcast, the Hampton House too. You know what I'm saying, we're gonna be up in them. You know, we picking their brain for some different things. But let's get locked and loaded, y'all. Again, if you got a curfew, you might want to get up off this ride. You know what I'm saying? If you set trip, you can't go in a certain part of the town, a certain part of the country, a certain part of the world. You might want to have about it. We might pull up in Ghana. We might get a call in from the penitentiaries. You name it. With that being said, again, Freeemall Radio, hosted by yours truly, Chairman Fred Hampton Jr., Robin Allen, a.k.a. the Lady Rage. Mr. Comrade, let us know we got any callers in queue? Callers in queue already? You say no?
Freeemall, Brother Chairman. We have a Sister Deborah and Q, Freeemall.
Freeemall, welcome to Freeemall Radio. And press callers in queue. Please make sure y'all press 1 when y'all call in. Press 1. And I got a 702 coming in too. And 347. Oh, my fault, Deborah, Sister Deborah.
Okay.
So what's going? Welcome to Freeemall Radio. What's going on with you?
Are you speaking with me?
Yes. Forgive me. Yes. Sister Deborah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was. Yes, this is Deborah. I was calling on behalf of my brother Rufus. He's been in prison, incarcerated, in and out. And do you speak up on this thing here?
About
Incarceration?
About incarceration? Again, all due welcome. Yeah. This got to be your first time tuning in with us, then. This is I said it's got to be your first time tuning in with us. Welcome to Freeemall Radio. That's
it is.
Yes. Welcome to. Let us officially welcome you to Freeemall Radio. We are. This is a program of the Black Panther Party Cubs. The Black Panther Party Cubs is the ideological offspring of the Black Panther Party. We deal with campaign issues of our people that impact our people. I mean, here, there, and everywhere. But in particular, those who are held captive. You know what I'm saying? I'm a former political prisoner. I was held living under 9 years at the concentration camps. Before I was locked up, we dealt with these issues. So our position is, as Malcolm said, America itself represents prison. Minister UEP News said the prison is a microcosm in the outside community. You might get a calls. We know we're taking water up in Stateville, Menard right now. You may get a call literally right, you know what I'm saying, from directly behind the walls as we speak. So that's a major aspect of work. Yes, indeed. So yeah. So definitely. So what's going on? You say the brother Rufus?
Email address? Do you have an email address?
Yeah, so we could be reached at which email is best? Say the Hampton. No, okay. Let's we underscore ride RIDE. Let's go with that one at AOL.com. We underscore ride at AOL.com. Yeah.
Underscore
RIDE.
Okay.
I got a juggle who I go through different people, assistants. That they say Tupac, when Tupac came out of jail, he went through a million different producers. They couldn't keep up with him. I go through a million different, you know what I'm saying, man, David. That's the best way to touch down with us. But yes, indeed. Look, you haven't even spoken your brother's case yet, and we got people already.
No.
No, no, I'm saying already. Just to mention your brother being here captive, we have people. That's what I'm saying on our social media outlets right now tapping in. How can they help? See, we got you know, they asking right now. They want to hear about what's going on with your brother. You know what I'm saying? That's our best resource is the people. You know what I'm saying? So we organize. So let us know what's happening. I got people on our heels right now. They saying they want to know what's happening. What's going on with your brother?
Well, he's been well, his charge is level. He was a level 2 sex offender, and they bumped it up to a 3. And he has some agents that's working with him, and he has like 5 of them just for him. And they are keep messing with him. Keep sending them back and forth to jail, to prison.
He's held cap. He's presently.
And now, just yesterday, he just got locked up. He just got out February. Let me see, March.
Chicago.
March the 8th. Here, St. Paul, Minnesota.
Oh, St. Paul. Okay, St. Paul, Minnesota. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm. And they picked him up yesterday. I don't know what's gonna happen yet because they won't tell me anything. Because they said he'll have to call me in order to give me the information of why he's incarcerated, why they sent him back to jail. They said one was he failed to register as a sex offender. And he said, and there's multiple other things, but he wouldn't say. So I have to wait until he calls me. He hasn't called me yet, so. But it's been, it's multiple things that happened to him. You know, his wife passed away. His older son passed away. He's only 52 years old. And it's like every time his out date was 2016. And ever since after that, they found every little reason to send him back and forth. Ever since 2016, he's been back and forth like maybe 5. This is the 5th time now. Another one is over a cell phone he had. But I'm not sure of what else they are saying that he's locked up for. They picked him up for. And I'm wondering who, I don't know who to talk to and what resources to find out information as far as his case goes.
You got so your concern, okay, your immediate concern is, like you, I'm kind of feel me, and like, is there, they have a history with, taking them in. Is it, as we say, we have a campaign called the AAT bill, African Anti-Terrorism Bill, and a lot of times we use terms such as Code Red. AAT bill, African Anti-Terrorism Bill, African Anti-Terrorism, amongst other. AAT bill, African Anti-Terrorism Bill. It puts in context the terrorism that our people are subjected to. We, as opposed to saying gentrification, we call it the land grab. As opposed to one being locked up, they were kidnapped. As opposed to their bond, their ransoms. It puts in the political context, and it opens the door for that people can not like look at this subjectively. Like, in other words, say if say a situation, I'm trying to like get more of the background. If a person is like I don't know if you hear about the black sites in Chicago. The black sites in Chicago where people have been, for decades the police would take you. They don't honor any protocol, police procedures. In other words, no phone call. You don't see the police face. They have masks on. They have badges. I mean, tape over their badges. You take to underground locations. This didn't become an issue until a white person was taken there. So we struggling to put stuff in context. That's what I'm saying. I don't. So I'm trying to get a feel. So it's not so. A back like a little history. If it's why, like if the car, like is it cold red? Are you concerned? This not. Because sometimes people, a lot of people, not, they murdered him. They did something to him. So the people just call like who the director of the jail, the county jail or what have you. So I'm trying to get a feel so we can how we can move a little forward because information, as we say, information is raw material for new ideas. You know, so like even some one of the sisters who work close with us here, who I don't know if you is in response like the county jail when the coronavirus, the pandemic we refer to it to first start hitting her. She lost her husband, Nicholas Lee, and she's commenting now, Cassandra Greer, that like just point out, the different texts they can pull, but also like the public that in regards to recommending calling the public defender's office in St. Paul. They, just get some basic, so we just not shooting in the dark. You know what I'm saying? Because so we can cut the fat from the meat. You know what I'm saying? See what we're dealing with. So we can get some. So that way we can get some directives out. Okay, this is bam, 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 and even lay out. Like to humanize. I know it helps a lot of times when people, victims of police terrorism or sometimes inside the concentration camps. Notice the words I'm saying. It helps to humanize, not you got to do damage control, why people can't relate to the case, and not to the point of subjectivity. In other words, not to this is my homie, this is my friend. I tell people, you never have heard me say the police killed my daddy. You have heard me say the government assassinated Chairman Fred. It does not negate him from being my father, but we do it in a way that the people can relate to and say, okay, how can I identify with this here? Why can I connect with this here? So you know what I'm saying? Because the sad reality is a lot. A lot of people move subjectively. In other words, a lot of times people get involved in struggle. People get involved in struggle one of three ways, or become conscious one of three ways: inspiration, aspiration, or desperation. There are those who are inspired to do this. There are those who have certain aspirations, and those when he hit that ass, they turn black. So that's so the deal is sometimes we want to lay out the information. So whatever the case may be, like we can lay out some background. It's like like the ID number, past ID number, or some history of a particular place, the camp that he's held at. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, whenever we talk about Cook County Jail, we give a little background so people can say, wait a minute, that's no, there's reason to be concerned because of the history with Cook County Jail. You know what I'm saying? So even if he was framed or whatever the case, people need to know that there should be no foregone conclusions, that people understand what's going on, because this system in particular is phenomenal with their propaganda. You know what I'm saying? So that's right. So a lot of times we just come out there, we just say a person just take for granted or draw a foregone conclusion. This is my brother. You should know what's happening. No. So you know what I'm saying? Like even the place. That's why I say, where is it at? So you know what I'm saying? Like we talk Mississippi, we go through, we give a historical analysis so people can feel this shit. They can relate to this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like when the news come on, they do a whole propaganda campaign. They do a whole thing about the Chicago crime, and their people's pores are open. They, you know what I'm saying? So, okay, what needs to happen? All right, we finna do the police come in there and sweep everybody up. We need y'all to support this. You know what I'm saying? We do this move. So it needs to be laid out to people. What's the contradictions? What's going on? Why should people relate to the case? So you know what I'm saying? So sometimes there gotta be some of our homework assignments. So we cut the fat from the meat and see who's gonna barbecue, who's gonna meal do. So I'm online right now. Just call in, press 1 929-477. I'm on another line right now. I'm on air. We on the air right now. Just call in, press 1. Yeah. Okay, let me cut this because I know I lose the volume. That phone. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So sister, so you can get some get that for us. And, you know what I'm saying? Some information. So we can you know what I'm saying, best see. What's how to move forward. So right now, if you can, you get to call the public Sister Cassandra recommended even calling the public defender's office in St. Paul. And, you know what I'm saying? Just get some basics. What are they saying? What are they charged with? Since we know, so it's not just shooting in the dark. You know what I'm saying? So we got some basic understanding of what's going on.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Right on. So
Okay.
let's.
So, public defender's office.
Yep. There's some basic stuff.
Your email is _ride.
Yeah, at AOL.com. Then call, you know what I'm saying, get some basic information. And also, don't negate, without giving too many details, don't negate the community grapevine. You know what I'm saying? Get the word from, the other, I know our communities are destabilized now, but get the, find out from the community. What are they saying? What, you know what I'm saying? Where is he at? So that way the people can have something to work with. So, you know what I'm saying? People not just shooting in the dark.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Is it okay if I email you?
No problem.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And
thank you very much.
Right on. Sister Cassandra also put up there too, but in regards to how they put, I don't know the different dynamics what you're dealing with, but their registration. Come on, man, you can't call wrong with. Come on, I'm on the air right now, brother. I'm on the air right now. You call back. I'm on the air right now. Okay, sister. Yep. So keep us. Matter of fact, stay on with us.
Okay.
Yeah, let's listen in. I mean, just listen to the show.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Sure.
All right, right on. All right, we live in direct on freeemall radio, making history, taking history, and taping history. Sister Comrade, we got any more calls in queue? We got some from Syracuse, the 9-year-old child. I almost said brother. You know what I'm saying? 9-year-old child, 8-year-old child. When the Syracuse pigs had handcuffed them up to a bag of chips. You know, so we talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Grand Rapids. What's the update in Grand Rapids? You know what I'm saying? In this case, this, you know what I'm saying? Deal is, man, state, cities, block to block, state is happening everywhere. Sister Comrade, we got any calls in queue? Sister Comrade. Daphne.
Yes, it's Deborah.
No, Daphne. Sister Comrade on the board. We lost her? Okay.
I'm feeling like we may have lost
her. Huh? Okay,
I think that's the lady that was.
Okay, good. What's that number right there, brother? While we might lose Sister Daphne on the boards, y'all can also call in at 708 223 8953. 708-223-8953. 708-223-8953. Y'all also call in there. If you call 929, press 1. Press 1. So those who call, those who may be called, we may have lost you because I don't hear Sister Daphne, so we may have lost you in queue. So if you can't hang up and call on this number, Freemont's Comrade. You got to call. You good? Sister? Freemont's Comrade. Call in queue.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, I was in the back on the board. Yes, we have called the queue. Our next call up for the Sarah Gray, Fremont.
Right on, Fremont. Well, welcome to Freeemall Radio. Who do we have here? Yes, sir. Welcome to Freeemall Radio, my brother.
Sarah Gray, brother.
Right on. For those.
Well,
again, you're welcome. This is I don't know how long you've been listening in, but this is a weekly program that we do on Wednesdays. Hosted by my chairman Fred Dream, also Robin Allen, aka Lady of Rage. Just in case people are not familiar with your name, or just if you can give us the background. Who do we have here online with us?
Yes, thank you for having me. Greetings to everybody. Yeah, this is Sarah Gray. Many of our people do know me as the son of the Honorable Khalid Abdul Muhammad and several others know me as Sarah Gray, the entrepreneur, the philanthropist, the organizer, entrepreneur, all of that, speaker, etc., and author. Yes, sir.
Right on. So, what's I think I got a call this morning. Yesterday said that you were in Chicago. I know you got you moving around a lot of places, to put it lightly. But what are you addressing now? And now I don't know again how long if you call the beginning of the show. We're gonna bring you up to speed also about the work we're doing at the Hampton House. But what do you what's on your platter? What are what are you dealing with as we speak?
Yes, sir. Well, a few things. The book of College, written by attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz, my father's biography, Khalid Abdul Muhammad, is available everywhere. So I definitely wanted to discuss that with everybody as well. Very powerful piece of history that I think was missing. So if anyone is actually serious about the movement, then they, of course, want to have the book of College. Furthermore, also I want to shout out my godmother, who is good friends with Chairman Hampton, Santiwa Nzinga, speaker, best-selling author extraordinaire. She's listening as well. She's also one of my educators and tutors as well growing up. So many people know my story growing up on the south side of Chicago. Made my first million by the age of 14 years old and went on to author several books. Now I've got 7 books in 20-some-odd countries, 13 different languages, teaching our people the importance of entrepreneurship and leadership, because who we give our dollars to is who we give our power to. And clearly, business is warfare. So we have to be able to feed ourselves, to do for self. When we look at the 196,940,000 square miles of the planet Earth that we are largely responsible for as a people, then it is so important for us to look at getting some of this good earth, not only to call our own, but again, to feed ourselves, to produce, and not just be fuel for the economy. So that's been my work in the area of entrepreneurship and teaching and educating our people on financial literacy, because if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. That's been pretty much my work now, roughly 5 million followers as well. But I wanted to come on, and also I want to also encourage my followers to support the Hampton House, because it's a peachtree, and we have a duty of responsibility. Every other race has mastered working together. They have mastered the art of supporting one another, especially financially. We tend to kind of miss that, but we give our verbal support. We make up a Black Power for this. But we have to use some of them green dollars as well, and that's what I'm encouraging everyone to do in support of the Hampton House.
Right on. Y'all make sure y'all okay. I'm gonna touch on the door downstairs. Let him in for me, please. Thank you, anybody else. You okay? Yeah, you laid out a few things. You say so. Callers, y'all feel free too. I don't know, brother. You want to take any calls, whatever. But I'm gonna pick a couple of things you talked about. I definitely want to say,
Yes, will.
Okay, right on. Appreciations in regard, calling on those who follow you on social media. Also, in regards to supporting campaign and Say the Hampton House, they can go to saythehamptonhouse.org. Saythehamptonhouse.org. There's a donate button right there. People also can go to Cash App, $ Say the Hampton House. I know some people want to see right there. So you touched on a few things. So whatever. It's on you if you want to touch on a book or some people like probably asking me some insight in regards to Dr. Khalid, your memories and so on and so forth. I don't know. In college, y'all feel free to again call in. I give y'all two different numbers, 929-477-3785. We accepting calls. Also 708-223. That's 8953, right? Correct? 8953. Right?
Yep.
Okay, right on. So feel free to call in. Yeah. So what's I know a lot of people ask some of the impediments or roadblocks, you know what I'm saying? Like you talked about, you know what I'm saying, being an entrepreneur, but just in regards to, you know what I'm saying, our people in general, but also specifically, you know what I'm saying, even, you know what I'm saying, with some of the things some dynamics that you may have had to navigate in regard, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I know that I know, you know, it's a bird, you know. With me, one time I went to go get a quote unquote regular job. Me, one of my comrades, and they just heard, as soon as they heard the name, they said he can U-turn right now. But, but just, you know, give us, you know, take us through it. You know what I'm saying? Just some let's say that some people are not familiar with, you know what I'm saying, your upbringing, you know what I'm saying? So take us there.
Absolutely, yes, sir. So, as you well know, activism doesn't come with a salary. So, my mother ended up leaving my father at an early age when I was basically a baby. They pretty much separated. My father was always on the highways and the byways, and he had dedicated and committed his life to the liberation and salvation of our people. And at the same time, my mother struck out and left. She ended up having 2 back-to-back heart attacks, working overtime, double time to feed us. And that's what really motivated me after her heart attack to start looking toward entrepreneurship. And that's when I started little businesses and realizing that, you know, with us being the mother and father of science and mathematics, when we look at entrepreneurship, it's really coursing through our veins as a people. And I believe it's really the exit strategy for many of the issues that we have today. With us having a buying power of over $1 trillion, we have to look towards entrepreneurship. Some reports have come out that, quite frankly, even when it comes to access to capital, that's the hardest thing. You know, being able to finance your business, getting it off the ground. There's one thing as it relates to raising capital. It's another thing to raise capital while black. You know, we don't have trickle down wealth. We don't have rich uncles and rich aunts and private angel investors. Well, as I like to say, some of us do have rich family members, but they don't talk to us no more. You know, so they started eating their chitlins with a toothpick. You know how we get when we get a little bit of money. We start talking down to black people, forget about where we came from, and you can't find us nowhere as it relates to nation building and grassroots or helping each other out as far as our family members. So therefore, you know, at an early age, I started looking at entrepreneurship, dealing with what I saw my mom going through and growing up in the projects, you know, 72nd and Jeffrey. I mean, you know, when most people see rats and roaches, they scream. For us, it was like, well, we had to go to sleep. And so many people forget that when you're son of a revolutionary, there are so many challenges as it relates to, you know, especially revolutionaries that had so many awesome things after this man, wanting to stop his work and his push for the freedom and independence of our people. So that was a challenge in and within itself. You know, I was right by my father's side when the assassination attempt took place on his life, when he was shot down, you know, basically in cold blood, in both legs. I was right there with him. So, you know, there's a lot of similarities, brother, in the journeys for sure. So, you know, it's always been a challenge, you know, being able to get behind enemy lines. You know, at the end of the day, the battlefield is everywhere. So, you know, just finding my own way, finding my true purpose was very critical. So from starting my first business as a youngster, after my mother had those health problems, to going on starting other businesses. Then I created a venture capital fund where I raised money for other young brothers and sisters that wanted to start their own business. And, you know, my father didn't pass until I was 16 years old, so he got a chance to see me hosting radio and television shows at 9 years old, a show called Backstage Live, which I talk about in one of my books, and opening up my office on Wall Street at 13. And, you know, he got to see a lot of that and making my first million with my food company and my venture capital company. And, you know, so he got a chance to see that journey. So I'm grateful in a way, you know, that he was able to see that, and losing him at such an early age was, you know, it was rough for me. And I still feel I was somewhere maybe in Africa, or, you know, because I only got to see him a couple times out of the year, mostly when I had breaks. But, you know, he was always on the move, and he used to always give me that conversation, and he would say, son, you know, I may not see you again because they may take me out. It was, no shortage of death threats that he would receive on a daily and consistent basis, whether it was phone calls or mail or bombs. It was just crazy, the type of awesome enemy that this man had to fight, and go up against, being the only United States citizen to be condemned by the Congress, the Senate, and the White House. So, and several other organizations. So, there were those challenges. But definitely in the world of entrepreneurship, the major challenge is I believe that we don't need really anyone else but each other. If we work together, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, it would move our people. And that's what also tying it back into the Hampton House. That's what we need right now. We need us to come together, and we give to every other group and organization and everything that doesn't represent our history and our culture, which we have to preserve. And we got to get better with that as a people, make sure that we preserve, history for generations yet unborn.
Yes, indeed. I'm going to throw this a couple. I'm just.
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Right. My question is, I remember seeing you, I don't know if it was Oprah, but I remember seeing you on a talk show at a young, right?
Yes, ma'am, I'm listening.
And I think it was rock that that was a part of your business. I don't know if it was anything else. I remember the rock standing out. And my question is, how did you see the value? Like, what made you think that these rocks could be something that I can capitalize off of? And how did you, because it seems, the way you talk about it, it just seems so easy. Like you just got in there and things start rolling for you. So for the other 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds who may want to get into this type of thing, what was it, or who was it that was behind you or helped you to get into these different places and positions to be able to be on the Oprah Winfrey Show, for people to even take note to you, to want to have you showcase the talent or showcase your business rather, and then go on in writing your book and being the son of Minister Khalid Muhammad. Did you use that as also part of your navigating through this business, or was that something you didn't talk about too much because it may have been a stumbling block because of who he was? Was that, you being the son of Minister Khalid Muhammad, were there different roadblocks? I'm sure there were, but if you could speak on those.
Absolutely. Well, the biggest question I always get in the conscious community is, why did you change your name? And I would think that it just seems like a real odd question to me, as relates when people ask me that question specifically about my name. The bottom line is, I started changing my name because at the end of the day, I couldn't, my father was no longer a part of the Nation of Islam, so therefore it didn't make sense for me to personally still carry a name in an organization that my father had no place in. And as I began to, absolutely, when I would call places and you call and you're Farrakhan Khalid Muhammad and you're trying to close deals, they didn't know if I was Louis Farrakhan or Khalid Muhammad. So that was a non-starter as I'm taking care of business and with very little capital. So everybody used to call me Farah. So I ended up doing, and a lot of people didn't know, but I actually changed my name when I was very young. I mean, I'm doing interviews at like 9 years old with the name Farah Gray. Because I started realizing that God had given me, and going back to your original question, my sister, God had given me a purpose at an early age and a calling. And I think a career is what you're paid for, but a calling is what you're made for. So I've always been the type of brother to remain focused, and my father even encouraged it, because I think that the challenge that we all have is that we have to realize we got to find our God-given purpose. That was the key. So for me, entrepreneurship was easy because I answered my calling. They say the two most important times in anybody's life is when we were born and when we find out why we were born. So I think it's so important to do that, you know. So my advice to young brothers and sisters, you know, the reason why it looks easy is because what I do is easy. Successful people, what they do, is a big myth. When you become successful, what you do is really easy. I mean, it's a piece of cake. The hard part is believing in yourself. You know, that's the key. Getting over the fact that God has you anointed and appointed to leave your fingerprints on the world in this time. So it's so important, and that's what I try to teach in my Entrepreneurship Academy for young brothers and sisters, that we only grow up to be what we can see. So we have to knock down those walls so they can see what's possible. When they embrace the fact that, you know, what I've accomplished compared to the royalty kings at 9 years old. You know, so when we look back at our history, we come from a people, one, that have taken the greatest fall, but two, that have such a rich history, legacy, and brilliance. Entrepreneurship was really, you know, like I said, easy because I started paying attention to what I was good at, my area of excellence, you know. So therefore, I find that the richest place in the world is not where you find gold and diamonds. It's really the cemetery, because so many people have died with their natural God-given talents. They never painted the Jacob Lawrence picture that was within them. They never wrote that book or did that song. They talked about it, but they didn't do it. So I've always had a think it, do it mentality, and my advice would be to show up. You know, that's the key. So it's not so much about backing, it's about really backing yourself. I heard no more than I heard yes. I had teachers telling me that I wouldn't be successful. I had people slamming doors in my face, telling me what wasn't possible. But as it says in the book that I read, is greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. So when we embrace our true God-given talents, we're unstoppable. It's not possible to stop, you know, us once we embrace what God put us here to do. That was really the key thing for me, was focusing on what I was good at. You know, I wasn't born to be Khalid Muhammad. I wasn't born to be the next Michael Jordan. I wasn't born to be the next X1. I was born to be me. And now that I've reached a great level of success, I'm able to contribute and continue even aspects of my father's legacy, which is an honor to me. And as I get older, my God, I'm like, that was really my father. I watch the speeches and I'm like, wow, that really was me. It just feels like, it felt like a movie, you know, when I would be with him and rolling with him. And his encouragement was so important, because a lot of people didn't understand the fact that he overstood, when you look at Elijah Muhammad's teachings, again, as it relates to entrepreneurship. I mean, when you look at those teachings, Elijah Muhammad had airlines. I mean, he had planes, he had agriculture, because I would say that there is no culture without agriculture, because we're the only race of people very quickly that don't feed ourselves. We got an international summit. You ask us what we ate, we're going to tell you Italian food, Polish sauces, Chinese food. We're not growing and feeding ourselves. So I believe that when you look at even the blueprint that Elijah Muhammad had left, it was phenomenal. It was right there. So going back to the young part, now, when you're a kid, kids are pretty much natural-born entrepreneurs. It takes place in the lunchroom. I trade you my chocolate cookies for your chocolate milk. Only difference was, that's barter. I started adding a price tag to it. And then in the inner city, we tend to, I tell us, all we got to do sometimes is change the product, not the product that they dump in our community that they want us to sell, not those companies. I saw rocks in the street because I didn't have a lot of money. So I saw rocks, and I heard about pet rocks, and I said, well, they selling pet rocks, and hell, I just put some water paint on these rocks, and I would tell people they were bookends, paperweights, and door stoppers. And then as I continue through my entrepreneurship, to further answer your question, my sister, I didn't actually appear on the Oprah show, but actually the Oprah Winfrey Network, Oprah Magazine, so media outlets started saying, wait a minute, this young brother is really, really, really pushing and hustling. And that's why most people aren't successful, because we don't look at the fact that, yes, we can have gifts and talents, but we got to hustle, you know. We got to hustle. And I believe that if you don't have hustle, you got to learn to sell gracefully.
We live and direct on Freeemall Radio. We live and direct on Freeemall Radio. Making history, taking history, taking history. Farrar Gray online with us also. I think I got another caller. Y'all, I'm trying to juggle all these phones at the same time, but we ain't complaining. Caller,
Yes, sir.
hold on 1 second. 708 caller. Welcome to Freeemall Radio. You want to make a comment, question? This is 708 number. Calling in.
I just want to say, cuz, man, you're doing an excellent job, man. I've always been a supporter of what you do, man. I used to always see you out there at the African Festival and different places like that, man. And I'm just really proud of you, man, because it takes perseverance, it takes willpower, it takes all of that. Just keep on going. I've been through the system myself, and I know that the fight is very difficult when you're facing a lot of stuff and your back is against the wall and you're out there and they talking about throwing your life away. You got a family and everything like that, man. So in my eyes, man, in my heart, you're going to always have my support. So next month, I'm going to make sure I donate to Save the Hampton House and keep on going, and I'm going to try to keep pushing that message out there for other people to support and keep donating. I did donate when, to save it, and then somehow along the way I got lost in the sauce. And sometimes we do forget you still need more support after that. And so I'm just really proud that you're keeping it going, man. And I can't say no more. I've been through the system. My name is Jay. They call me Jamel. Some people say Yashua. And I call you cuz because some of my family is your family.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I'm just really proud, man. Like, when I used to come up and I used to see you, I talked to you a few times on the train, man. I talked to you through family members. And I won't name the family, you get what I'm saying? But I'm just going to say, man, I'm proud of you, bro.
Well, appreciate the call, calling in. Again, we we are honored and humbled to serve. Again, let me just say this too. Without the people, not only the campaign to save and maintain Hampton House will not be successful, but a lot of the work in general wouldn't be. And I just want to say this too. You notice the term we say resources. So those who, everything from people donating, actual financial assistance, but also people been coming through with bottles of water, paint. Putting the work in, putting skin in the game. So they've invested in this, and it's a community anchor. So again, without the people, it would not have been possible to get this far. But revolutionary is never satisfied. So again, we appreciate that. Put the word out again. SaveTheHamptonHouse.org, and let people know they feel free to call in on Wednesdays if you're in Freeemall Radio. As y'all see, we have a structure. However, we got to be on the pivot too, because we dealing with everything from Grand Rapids, young brother, this kid at P's in Grand Rapids to we're gonna talk about Syracuse, New York, the 8-year-old child who was snatched up. And then we got brother Farrar Gray just calling out, talking about that economics. We got talking about updates going on about inside the prisons. So again, it's calls from the Congo to Chicago. So people feel free to call in with your comments, just your questions.
And just one thing I want to add, man. In one of my cases, man, against CPD, what really tripped me out is that I was battling them in federal court alone, and they had lied. They wouldn't turn over the tapes. I had went through freedom of information to get the tapes. They kept on saying it wasn't a tape. But when you look on them tickets, man, right in the corners got them little digits up there in the corner that says it's video recorded. And then they got what you call the supervisor management log sheets, which shows you that it had the officer's name and it showed that it's inoperable or the camera is operable. And in my case, after they lied, I ended up getting the sheets and it showed that it was operable. And I tried to motion up a new trial back in the federal court. Well, the appellate court sent it back to the district court, and then the district court, what they did was they said they was going to sanction me. They said they was going to sanction me for bringing this case back up or whatever. And, I know it was only because they got some type of stuff underneath the table, because if I had lied under oath in front of the judge and the judge people like to be fighting a system that's not fair and is very impartial. So that's why I say it takes willpower, because I kept on fighting, lost a lot of things along the way, but one thing I gained is my freedom, and I gained a lot of knowledge in that process of how dirty the system really can be.
Yes, indeed. Well, we appreciate your call. Appreciate the energy again. You know what I'm saying? We gonna say our position is we got to keep on fighting. But again, can keep us updated. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to call back in.
That's right. I'm gonna come up there to the Hampton house and help out, man.
So you're right.
I came to the pep talk.
So you're right.
Say y'all wanted that call in, and then just say,
so,
I salute you, bro. So I say I got to do my part with joining other people doing what they got to do to save our people and do what we got to do.
Right on. Looking forward to seeing you there. 804 South 17th Avenue. 804 South 17th Avenue, Maywood, Illinois. We live and direct, y'all. Again, y'all feel free. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all to call in some comments. Even I don't know if the other sister who's I think we lost. She's not on the call with Farrah Graves online right now. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to call.
I've been there before, man. I'm gonna go ahead and see you. When you see me, you gonna love me back.
Okay, right on. Looking forward to seeing you again, then, brother. Right on. Yes, indeed.
My name Jay, man.
I look forward to seeing you, Jay. Right on. Free them all. Thank you for calling in. Right on. Yes, indeed. You know, you had the calls in queue. And this, I don't want to confine you to these. I'm just throwing a couple of things out there. So if you, some terms you, you throw a few terms out there too. Venture capital, cooperative economics. If you can, just like, you know what I'm saying, a lot of times people hear different terms and it's generalized, you know what I'm saying, negating, dynamics, the race and the class question. So if you can, give us a general broad definition of some of those terms you mentioned, and then also the uniqueness of how it may be applicable, you know what I'm saying, to the Black community in particular. So if you can't touch on that, and also again, don't feel confined to just even with these questions. You know what I'm saying? If you want to touch on some different aspects of the book, you know what I'm saying, feel free. Again, y'all, we live and direct. Y'all feel free to call in. You know what I'm saying? With your comments, your questions. So you know what I'm saying? We moving and grooving in the spirit of making history, taking history, and taping history. But again, if you can't, some of those terms you threw out there, if you can't touch on those for us. And one more. One more if I can. You mentioned about the assassination attempts on Dr. Collins. How old were you? You mentioned you were there. If you can't, I know that's people probably saying, wait a minute, how you switching lanes like that? That, you know, some economics to an assassination. But if you can touch on, give us that too. You know what I'm saying? Like even the age range, how old were you with that? You know what I'm saying? And how did you take that in? How did you assess that?
Yes, sir. So, two things. The first thing is, as it relates to venture capital, again, I think that our people, we suffer from a lack of access to capital. And venture capital is pretty much just a banking. It's similar to banking. It's a fund that either institutional investors, private angel investors, it's money that's put into a fund with the intent of putting that money behind other businesses for a return that will continue to give individuals involved and or institutions an ROI, a return on their investment. So they put money into a fund to then be able to put, like I said, that money back out and put them into businesses that will be successful. So, of course, that sounds like something that obviously when they see we have an idea, it's almost impossible for what I call many of the vulture capitalists to want to green light a project of ours. So that's why I decided to create my own fund as a youngster. I realized that I couldn't even get a meeting with some of the big boys out there that were really doing it, and that I didn't have the complexion that they would absolutely want to lend. Not lend, that they would want to invest. But when you look at the lending side, and let's touch on that briefly. So shout out to Brother Remus Jackson, Mr. 850. So he gets your credit right. So that way, in many cases, we sue their ass if they do deny us when your credit is flawless. Then they got a lawsuit against them. When they're trying to deny you which you absolutely overqualify for, which is the story of our people in our life, is that we have to overqualify just to barely get some crumbs. So it's important sometimes having our own funds, and we don't have to just depend on lending. We don't have to go to financial institutions. We can do that amongst our own funds that we create. So that's the critical piece of venture capital and how that's relevant and necessary, because again, we need capital. And that's one of the reasons why many believe that Dr. King was even assassinated, because his conversation in many respects not only was covering civil rights, but he started talking more about silver rights. And that's when they said, oh, hell no, we got to take him out. So, and segueing that into the attempt assassination on my father's life, I was 9 years old. That was the first time. I do believe, just for clarity, under the sound of my voice, I do absolutely that my father was assassinated. My biggest, the person that I've looked at, I have no proof. Allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly, reportedly. I just put it this way because I'm not sure legally what I can say, but I've always looked at the woman that he married, Keanne Ambush. I've always looked at her as a suspect, as well as I know that the GBI, Georgia Bureau of Investigation, his personal assistant, come to find out, she was an agent. I mean, there was a lot of weird stuff that took place. I got the call from Brother Hashim, former chairman of the New Black Panther Party. I was in Las Vegas when I got the call. They called actually my aunt's house. My cousin called me and said, they're trying to reach you. Something happened to Aunt. And I said, well, what do you mean? I just spoke to him on the phone. I'm on the West Coast, and my father's in Atlanta. And I called my father and spoke to him. He sounded okay for, I believe his life was taken. So, at the end of the day, we're still investigating that. But there are quite a few things that I have seen that point directly to an assassination on his life. And at that time, I was 16 years old.
Wow.
So I hopped on the next thing, smoked it to be there, and it was his wife, the one that I'm suspicious of, that went on and made the decision without me. She didn't have to consult me because I was obviously a minor to pull the plug and take my father off of life support. So right after he died, he disappeared. She destroyed all of his, we had artifacts. He had artifacts, and I just all kind of stuff. I didn't get pictures of my father. I didn't get things. And but there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of people who I've looked at over the years, but she's been a top suspect because she also worked for a very influential family, the Friedman Shoe Company, and they're very wealthy and powerful. Some say, some look in that direction and have different things to say. So I'm playing around with my language legally. How the system works, having to do that. So, the first assassination attempt, and my father would always say, remember, it was an attempt. The attempt means the job is not complete. So I believe they completed the job of taking my father out. And one day, hopefully, we'll get some more information on that.
Yes, indeed. We live and direct, y'all. In the spirit of making history, taking history, taking history. Y'all here again. It's live and direct. April 27th, 2022. We touching on everything from, is that echo, man? Is that my phone? We touching on everything from what's happening.
Yes, sir, brother.
The water, the lack of water inside the concentration camps. We talking for our grade. We talking about Dr. Khalid Muhammad. We moving and grooving, y'all. So if you have a issue about crossing state lines, this may not be the right show to tune in, because again, in spirit of internationalism, talking about economics, you name it, because again, everything is political, y'all. I mean, any more callers and cues to the comrade?
Freeemall, Brother Chairman. We have Brother Marcus Roberts on the line. Freeemall.
Welcome, Freeemall Radio.
Hey, how you doing? Yes, sir.
I'm good. You have a comment? Yes. Well, welcome. Are you on caller? Did we lose him?
I'm here.
Okay, you have a comment? Yes, sir. Okay, yes, sir. Welcome. I don't know if you just tuning in. We have some good dialogue. Some good. You feel free to comment, question.
My name is Marcus Roberts, man. I'm from Vallejo, California. I called in about a few weeks ago about my sons. They're currently sitting on trial, waiting for their 9/9 hearing, which will be the next court date, and waiting for the deal plea 2 days afterwards. They was in a mix of names. They were crossed and they was charged with a murder of a friend doing attempted robbery back in November, I believe so. November, October.
Right there.
Back then, but they was charged with the murder of his friend. So yeah, they've been sitting on trial, man, and they've been, just hanging on strong, man. This, was a left turn for, for my family, and it's been up and down, with I'm sorry, my name is Marcus Roberts, and I'm from Vallejo, California.
Hold on. Let me put it. Let me put this phone. Let me put this phone close to this other. Hold on 1 second. Cause hold on, so y'all can hear. Everybody can hear everybody a little more clear. 1 second. Hear each other a little more clear because we got 2 phones. Okay, 1 second. You can hear a little more clear. 2 seconds. We got. Yeah. Okay. One more time. Okay. They're charging. All right. Okay. Can you hear? Can everybody hear each other? Okay. Go ahead.
I was saying, brother Marcus, Chairman, you just want to thank everybody for having
Oh, wow.
me. I'm walking through the airport.
Understood. Yes, indeed. We thank you for calling in. Again, feel free. We on Wednesday. I don't know how long you had to be in Chicago. We appreciate you calling in. Feel free to call in with us. I don't since y'all give them just hit me who you were speaking about earlier. Give them my love, and again, feel free to call in, keep us abreast. You want to talk? I don't know. We try to touch on everything. I know you mentioned the book too, so again. So you feel you want to call back in some more updates? Feel free.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. And this is stay in contact again. Welcome and open doors to Freeemall Radio.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, my brother.
I would definitely be back.
Yes,
Thank you,
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We live and direct, y'all. Again, making history, taking history, and taping history. We are moving and grooving, y'all. So again, y'all, y'all got the call-in numbers. We touching on a number of different subjects, and just bear with us, or better to say, cub with us. Watch how we sum this up, y'all. Some people say, what this guy do? You talking about economics? You talking about political prisoners? You talking about something in the county jail? Just, bear with us. Better yet, cub with us. Okay, brother Marcus. Okay, what's the you had called him before? So what's the status now? What's happening? What needs to happen? What's going on? They call us still now.
The next court date, Chairman, is the 995. That's a 995 hearing. That's June 13th. June 16th is the deal plea. So we're hoping. I think the deal is 20 years, but honestly, it shouldn't be no years. In what I've seen. But what I've seen, if it was, on either side, the whole situation was wrong. It's a video out where it's slow motion of, the suspects, before, the little boy got killed. Little youngster got killed out there in Oakland on a robbery. He was actually, on video, see that the kid was fleeing the scene. And he was shot.
Give me some, if you can't, hey brother, give me some pinpoint. If you can't, give me some sites that people can be directed to go check out. Give me some bullet points that we can get people, to move on. You know what I'm saying? Give me some sites that people can go some trigger words. You know what I'm saying? And because we get people all over the world listening in. Okay, give me some trigger words. Bam, bam, bam. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't want to seem stoic or cold, but yeah. Okay, what's some brutal video clips that show some contradictions. So you know what I'm saying with the case. What's the court date where people can call in? You know what I'm saying? Man, like we sticking and moving. You feel what I'm saying? We try to tell you, try to seize the time with the momentum, or we got it. You know what I'm saying? Get the ear of the people. Let's seize the time. Okay, the court date is when? What's the court date?
The court date is on June 13th at 8 o'clock.
Okay, you need one. You need warm bodies there. You need people there.
Yes, we do.
Give us the name. Give us the name. Give us the address of the court date. Huh?
Yes, June 16th and June 13th.
Give us one. Give us one. Give us.
Hey, where's the date at? Where's the court date at? Over? Yeah, so in Oakland, California, June 13th and June will be the court dates for my sons, Marlon King and Kamandre King. But if you go, the case, the video is on YouTube.
Okay. Bear with me, brother. Bear with me. Let's let me use bear with me, please, brother. Bear with me. Let me use this analogy.
Okay, I'll tell about that.
No, let me use this analogy. When to cut the fat from the meat, you know what I'm saying? The reality is it's certain trigger words, certain dates. You know what I'm saying? You know, pinpoint. Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? We want to say we need bodies at this date. This is if it's a particular highlight, and if it's a particular trigger issue, a police did, you know what I'm saying? This case in Grand Rapids is named. We want, you know what I'm saying, pick that particular date because the reality is people are not going to choose the different dates to come through different motions. You know what I'm saying? If it's a particular person who's the political juggernaut, you know what I mean by that is, even if technically, legally speaking, that person is the assistant district attorney, the alderman, whatever, but there's a poster child for the person that's responsible for these cases that can be an example for what's going on there in Oakland. Okay, Titus in other cases. We want a symbolism. Like we say, a symbolism. Give us a name, a date. So straight to the chase. You know what I'm saying? To cut the fat from the meat. So we got the way we can keep this momentum going. You know, and they're going. And the deal is, like I tell you, we have a one prisoner, one contact campaign we do. I tell a lot of people, it's a lot of work. I tell you, just give me one person, one contact person out here that, you know what I'm saying, because they can help me push their campaign. And you know what I'm saying? And I pick our dates because people get involved in struggle one of three ways. This is the reality: inspiration, aspiration, or desperation. Most people contact us when he hit their ass. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing bad, or they Virgos or Scorpios. It's the reality. So the deal is, you know what I'm saying? Then you get the Vanguard Party, who gonna be consistent out here. You know what I'm saying? Even when there's ups and downs with it. But to seize the time, say, okay, when that door open, when we get their political pores open, we run it. We get the doors in. Well, you know what I'm saying? Why the discussion? Like right now, a lot of people talking about the Hampton house. This is their first time hearing about it. But then you have those who have been here when the water was off, when shit was packed up in the toilet stool, when the police was kicking through the doors. A lot of, you know what I'm saying, people, they couldn't hear that because they really, you know what I'm saying. Now that they have historical landmarks, we say, okay, I can relate to that. So we want to get, you know what I'm saying. We got a lot of stuff going on. But I'm gonna get my dates together. I'm gonna say, okay, Pam, we got the Mother's Day in Hampton House. We do every year. But a lot of people think it's the first time we done it because they're just gonna be getting hip to it. Find the particular DA, assistant district attorney, or particular jail. Do a background on them. Say, so when the doors open, say, listen, this is Cook County State's attorney, LV hand in hand. They were known for bam, 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 bam. You know what I'm saying? It's like when the state targets a person in the community, they use a symbolism. They grab a person and they run the whole. They say this the juggernaut, but really the thing is to vamp on the people. You know what I'm saying? But they use one symbolism to say this was going on. This is these young children, these young kids out here. Hillary Clinton referred to the child predators, but really it was to justify attacking the people. How they use September 11th. They grab this. They might be a fictional character. We don't know if Bin Laden might be Tom Hanks in costume. We don't know who he is, but they grab a Bin Laden. They throw it up there, and once the emotions are open, they can run the terrorism bill. They can run, the Patriot Act, and there's so much stuff in there that's inclusive that people I don't even know about it. In fact, it came on its own. One thing they included in that was how it impeded Mumia Abu-Jamal from filing another appeal on his case from death row. People said, "Damn, I didn't know this." They said, "Yeah, we had y'all emotions open. We ran all that in." Once, you know what I'm saying? So the deal is, why it's windows. It's windows. When people can grab certain things, you know what I'm saying? It's certain conversations people can have. They wouldn't have last week or 2 to 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So when their pores are open, say, wait a minute, I can see the police framing the motherfucker. We say when the opportunity knocks, snatch the door off the hinges. But if we filling with the keys, if we try to figure out, hey, you got the car keys, or the door keys, you know what I'm saying? We gonna loot. Motherfuckers gonna say, man, motherfuckers gonna bounce out. You know what I'm saying? They gonna say, man, they gonna go to another apartment. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people have no frame of reference of actually being no home. So we got to cut the fat from the meat. Bam, district attorney such and such. Bam, they court they bam, 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 bam. You feel what I'm saying? And seize the time. And then it's gonna be highs and lows. That even some time may lapse, but they can come back to those key points. Like right now, they talking about the street sign with Chairman Fred. A lot of people think it's new. I said, look at the date on the article. It's 2004, 2002, 1989. Damn, y'all been doing this here. So it's gonna be highs and lows, but you want to stick and move because a lot, it's like they say in school, cliff notes. You know what I'm saying? Trigger words. You know what I'm saying? And we're in a time, even clinical assessments. They said attention span with motherfuckers is nowhere. You know what I'm saying? We talking about TikTok motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? So we motherfuckers start giving them long. Stay tuned for next series. They like, well, I'm gone. Hit them like TikTok. This the court date. This that. You know what I'm saying? You there, brother? Yeah, yes, sir. So even a campaign, even if it's the okay, just hypothetically, you know what I'm saying? Look at it. Right, perfect example right now. No, watch out. Perfect example for that right now. The struggle. Minister UEP News say the most difficult job of being a revolutionary got fighting. NSP don't know their own interests. One second. Watch this. This is hold on. I'm trying to get somebody to call in about helping them fight to save their property. Hold on. I can't do all this. Okay. Y'all bear with me. I'm gonna cut the call right back in. Hold on one second. I got it. He just reminded me. Okay, I'm on it, Pops. If you listen, I'm on it. Hold on one second. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me tie this in real quick too. Okay, where that flyer go? Okay, hold on. 1 second.
Well, once again, y'all are listening to Freeemall Radio. You know the call in.
I'm on it right now, Pops. You listening in?
477-3785.
Okay, I'm gonna call in right now. My fault. I'm on it though. I'm in right now. Love you, Pops. Okay, 1 second. Let me get my others back here. Okay, let me give y'all some bullet points on this campaign right here, y'all. The gentrification / land grab that's happening everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? New housing in this system has planned for Black people in particular is the penitentiaries and the graveyards. Those who have become familiarized with the wall. In China, they say, go to the Great Wall. You know where to go to. In Chicago, you say, where's the wall at? They know what they're talking about. Madison in California. Madison in California. You say, where? You say, go to the wall. That's the wall. That's the mural. It's inspiring, that mural. You know what I'm saying? We just redid it. You know what I'm saying? Got Chairman Fred. You know what I'm saying? Deborah Johnson, myself. It was when she was 19 years old. Defense Captain Mara Clark. That's the Minister of Health, Ronald Doc Satchel. This is also, I tell people when they come to Chicago, you go by certain places in the land grab, not gentrification, is happening. I say, whenever you come through Madison is a major artery. If you see no black folks out here, it's pretty much a wrap. You can still see when they call it Great Migration, that was the first stop. A lot of our people came, you know what I'm saying, that came through and they stopped before they went up south, before they went to Gary and down to steel factories and so on and so forth. That west side. It's a certain feel. In fact, that's when Dr. King came to Chicago. He, stayed on the west side of Chicago over 16th Street. The fact the Black Panther Party, the largest chapter of the Black Panther Party, state of Illinois branch, Chicago, west side. That's what it was really good. The heat was, you know what I'm saying, right there. And it's to the salt of earth. When we fought to get that mural, I met a guy from Chile that speak no English. Robert Diaz connected us when we talked to him and everything. You know what I'm saying? Bring them up there. We get them. I talked to Wallace Davis, Wallace Catfish on the corner on Madison, California. He said, son, which wall would you like? We specifically grabbed the wall that's not facing downtown, that's facing the masses. You know what I'm saying? He's over there now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Man, there's been a community. Remember, if you recall, Wallace's Catfish Corner, you know what I'm saying, there's been a banner for years. Many of the events that we did was right there. You know what I'm saying? The whole you go back, and once you take out like certain elements of a community, you know what I'm saying? Community anchors. You have a different dynamic. He's fighting for his property over there, right? Over there as we speak. You know what I'm saying? Again, the wall, all that. You know what I'm saying? That's who set the whole thing up. So check Wallace Davis. We're gonna keep y'all updated with the court dates he got coming up. You know what I'm saying? I need if he's listening, I need him to give me a contact to read, you know what I'm saying, that I can direct them to, you know what I'm saying? Because he, you know what I'm saying, the court is coming up and everything. But again, that was one of the community anchors. That's what I'm talking about. A lot of times people know, okay, how does this impact me? One of Tupac's songs was Brenda Got a Baby. And the guy say, okay, Brenda got a baby, what they got to do with me? Pac said, hold on, let me show you how this affect the whole community. And he didn't give a subjective, he just installed from right there. He just didn't come in with an arrogance through the door. Hey man, Brenda finna have a baby, you know what I'm saying? And everybody like, okay, so look, Sheila having one too. But my sister got 20. Oh, your point is what? He warned people to Brenda. He warned her. So to this day, what made Brenda stick out? What made people can relate to, so you know what I'm saying? People can relate, say, man, hold on. This not just Brenda subjectively. Brenda represent how he did in a dignified way. Talking about the struggles, how she got to that stage, other words, when you just can't come in with my homie Joe locked up. Everybody else looking like, okay, I ain't never met you before. What they got to do with me? Brenda got a baby. He took us there. That's what asserting people. Even talk about his mother going through her struggles. He talked about the dynamics, you know what I'm saying, put it in objective context, you know what I'm saying? He talked about the whole, you know what I'm saying, he gave a history about, you know what I'm saying, her being the Panther Party and the different dynamics and how it impacted him. See, dialectical materialism, that's the philosophical tool that we relate to. It's a humbling philosophical tool. It's a humbling. It ain't no arrogant wrench that you come in and just say, this solves the world. It shows how it connects to other people. How does Brenda having a baby, how she got to this stage, what happened to her being abused, and it does in a way that other people who've been holding it in can humbly say, hold on, man, I can relate to that. The Hampton house, when we took the campaign on, we didn't come and say, hey man, save my daddy house. We heightened the contradictions where even the former Cook County recorder deeds said himself, whoa, this is one of the most predatory loans we've ever seen, you know what I'm saying, in the mortgage thing going on. And the reality is these gangsters and banksters been doing this. So other grandmothers, other grandfathers, other people say, man, they got me. How can I get, you know what I'm saying? relate to this here. Wait a minute, you mean tell me it's some motherfuckers who doing this objectively? We can, because nothing else, this shit can be exposed. Because I thought it was something, I was just fucked up. I was bad at my math. You know what I'm saying? I just lost my own. This gives us an opportunity, and nothing else to put in historical context. When somebody's struck demoralized on drugs, I ain't saying there's no hype in no strawberry. When you put it in correct context, it's people watching that snowfall and that to my damn. The CIA, see that it puts it in context where people can relate to it. Say, man, I can. If I put some gas in this car, you might can go back. You know what I'm saying? And go back and look at the tracks, the road tracks, how my daddy was incorrectly summed up. You can go back and say, wait a minute, they just said my cousin was a thought, man. I thought she just out there having sex. I didn't know that impacted her about her being abused at a certain time. I can see what you're saying about Brenda. I can relate to that. Now, you tell my man, my man, such locked up. Hold on, man. Don't just relate to me. That's why the thing of why. So it doesn't, we don't push campaigns subjectively. When you got to come in, you know what I'm saying? We want you to unite with the plan as opposed to just the man and the woman. You know what I'm saying? The free Huey case, you know what I'm saying? It gave people the reason to relate to it. You know what I'm saying? You know, and a lot of times people, they want to relate to certain things, but they don't have the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? They try to incorrectly assess the O.J. Simpson. It wasn't that we get no fuck about him personally. A lot of us they want that. They're looking for something that to relate to, and we be deprived of that. They say, okay, you got to have a certain law degree. You got to have this particular religion. We deprive other entities. Why you think them poor white people when Trump ran for office, them man hillbillies and shit? He emboldened them. He emboldened them. He didn't come out with no, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm just done. He was speaking code word, make America great again. Ain't know what that meant. Them people, when they went down there over state capitol and shook it up, them people ain't never went down to no voting poll before. They have nothing else. They emboldened them. So that's what a campaign got to be tied into. That's what I'm saying. The Hampton House. I'm in a party last night. DJ Sam Chapman said, man, Chairman, is this okay? I just want to be, man, I made a CD dedicated to the Hampton House. You know what I'm saying? In the 60s, when the Black Panther Party was organizing, it heightened the contradictions. When the FBI told the vice lords they'd give them 16th Street if the Panther Party came with the free medical center on 16th Street. They underestimated Chairman Fred, the Black Panther Party. They underestimated that the party was able to distinguish the difference between a revolution and a war. When they won the vice lords to work at the free medical center, they invested in it. When the devil disciples said, man, we the black disciples, they the free breakfast program. So then when the tax came down the party and Minister UEP Newton raised his criticism even internally in the party, he said a lot of people try to make it like it was the police against the Panthers. Incorrect. You know what I'm saying? That's an arrogance. Minister UEP Newton, that visionary, that chief theoretician summed it up. It was the police, the state against the people. These cases have to be tied into the community, to the people. Trump was interwoven. He said, man, the aspirations of them, even whatever reason, it was reactionary, he did it. However, you talk to people who have been deprived, who have been told the only way you can get them, you got to know what the amicus brief is. You know what I'm saying? You got to call in freeemall radio. Man, well, I don't know, I don't know how to say this and that. Man, it's the people's thing. You want to be that 8-year-old child in Syracuse, New York. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people you ain't got to be from New York. You ain't got to be from New York to be able to relate to it. Because you come out, I'm going to say this. How much time? I'm going to say this. I'm locked up on these Stateville called Deathville. This cat named Red, very intelligent brother. So we would have these debates, these dialogues. He had said to me one time, because a lot of guys in the joint, they used to hate to give me their books. He said, man, you get Chairman your book, them people like to be shipping his ass up out of here. You might, I said, no, I'll make sure I get y'all books. It was like, we made light about it. He said, Chairman, you always talk about the people. How, you know what I'm saying? They got your back, they're going to do this and that. He said, Chairman, Machiavelli, the prince said, he who builds on the people builds on the mire. In other words, the mud. It kind of cut. It was about 4 years later, I seen him, I was coming through Stateville. I said, Brother Ray, I've been looking for you, man. Been a while. You forgot to read the next page, man. I said, you forgot to read the next page. He said, what's that, Chairman? He who builds on a people builds on the mire for the exception of the prince. Reason being, this is Machiavelli's book. He say, man, the people will weather the storm with the prince because they know that I'm going to paraphrase it, he or she is not doing it for their own self-interest. And they will do, you know what I'm saying? And they will weather the storm for you. A lot of them Negro politicians be doing shit and get caught up. Even if it's some bullshit, if they can benefit the people, man, we are back. If Obama just would have said, hey man, what happened, brothers and sisters, motherfuckers would have back to play. Motherfuckers is desperate for something to be acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? If this gave a cold word, if he'd have winked his eye, man, listen, I'm really on some, motherfuckers would have been in love. That's how desperate. Then, so these cases, even if motherfuckers have no connection to people, just even Trump, he identified with them. Bring him up let him come up in them. Man, meet with him that connect to the people. How does this case connect? Because subconsciously, a lot of times motherfuckers be talking like, man, you automatically relate to this because this is wrong. This shit it's so much shit been going out. This motherfucker. This how this system gets down. We have to heighten the contradictions and say, this how Pac say, this how Brenda having a baby, how it impacts us. What Pac say? Y'all think I'm a motherfucker. You get rid of me, you shit. What y'all gonna see come out? He told a motherfucker. What's gonna happen after that? That's how this got the wall over there, Wallace Davis. You know what I'm saying? Everything we got attacked. That pool. I'm not just, oh man, let's open the pool over there so I can go swimming. No. We have to lay out how these different dynamics impact. When people talk about, go listen to me. I posted an interview today with Shaquille O'Neal years ago. I said some things about it. Shaquille O'Neal talk about when he went to go see his biological father. He seen them in the projects I put it. He said, man, I'm good up that. He said, I'm going back. He said, I got a family. You go listen to when people talk about the dynamics of the father, the man. Listen to it. And don't look at subjective. Oh man, come on, do reactionary radio. I'm gonna be the mom and the daddy. That's, man, you be for real. You couldn't sell that snake oil to an elephant. It has to be laid out how it impacts the community, to the people. Saying, listen, when the United States said they're finna go vamp on Saddam Hussein in Iraq, Saddam Hussein said, bust them prison doors open. Dude, they said, whoa, what you mean? He said, man, bust them prison doors open. We need all of them. You have to be able to lay out, listen, if this happens, you talk about crack, that's just like a good movie. It shows the different detriments. You know what I'm saying? You can say, man, look, come on, stop the violence. This is a person. No. The trickle-down impact. Field Marshal George Jackson said capitalism not only affects the economy, but it affects the psychic of the people. Capitalism not only affects the economy, but it affects a lot of people want to talk about money in some sort of bubble. A lot of people want to talk about culture in some sort of bubble. A lot of people want to talk about relations in some sort of bubble. How you relate to the Panther Party had a term. They said, man, hey, who that bro? Who you relating with? You know what I'm saying? It's a politic to it, but you ain't clear on it. You know what I'm saying? It puts stuff in context. When we talk about these cases, hey man, they come to our babies, man. You know what I'm saying? It puts it in, a person, it shows it, the dynamics of it. Listen, a guy told me we in Big Muddy River, we call Big Bloody River. He say, man, he say, Chairman, what animal do our people remind you of? I said, man, what you want, panthers, elephants? He said, man, the rabbit is the only one that leaves his young to be attacked. Man, I was tore up in the cell. I was not sitting in that cage, man. I was like, God damn. Listen, man. How in Cuba, when Elian Gonzalez, his mother, when she was going for the American dream, when that baby got in the carbon, that water between Cuba and America, when America said, man, they tried to grab, they didn't care about that. You think they care about him as a baby? Go look at DCFS and you tell me you think they was going over in the water. Go look at the Department of Children and Family Service and look what they done produced. You tell me they was concerned about this child in the water. Come on, in Florida. The political dynamic, how did they won? They said, okay, we can run our agenda now. They said, we finna kick the door in. They all send it to they grab a baby, then heighten contradiction. Say, we'll get a father $1 million. They underestimated, though. They underestimated the individual who survived assassination attempt by the United States. They underestimated the politics of Commandante Fidel Castro. They underestimated how he worked their political football. He said, okay, put the camera on him. When that child spoke, people said, man, what is that, a Martian? How is that boy so intelligent? Coming there, capsule. Oh, we have free education, the healthcare. What? It won the whole. He said, let's go there. Let's go there. When they seen that boy father wouldn't go for that $1 million to turn his back, people said, you heard people, man, he got to be crazy. When it heightened, Fidel Castro said, now I got your attention, let's talk about the embargo. That's what I'm saying. Once we get your attention, now I got y'all talking about the historical landmark. Oh, y'all think it's over with? Huh. Man, we headed down to Chairman Fred Tombstone Father's Day. We at the Hampton, we hiding the contradiction. If y'all don't know it, the state know it. That's why they had them people come over and tell them pains up the next day. So in these cases, we got to politicize it, got to tie it into the community, tie it into the people. Nothing sits on the island by itself. When they come with a movie, you best believe they got an agenda with it. It's a put the movie out there. George the Teller, former director of IDOC, and Stateville, before they did the execution, they'll run fried chicken and cookies through the penitentiary. Give you movies. But wonder why we can. I said, ain't dawn on y'all every time execution coming, they got fried chicken and cookies. Damn. Everything political. Everything political. Words, terms, fashion, how you present. Speech writing. When you think Obama, when is the first time you ever seen Obama cry? Connecticut, Sandy Hook, Connecticut. That's a political statement. You got black children over here, man, carnage, laying death and right. That's a statement. Even the speech writing, they tell you when you mention it, if you mention it. It's political. It ties into, it's a statement. Code words. When he said Trump said make America great again, that was a code word. Man, put some political pills. Their movie, Judas and Black Messiah, we put political pills in the applesauce to say, man, why you got to see this movie? Why you got to relate? What make this movie different? What made the Black Panther Party different? Why did J. Edgar Hoover, the former director of the FBI, say the Black Panther Party had to be destroyed by the end of 1969? What make these cases stick out? Then when you get some that you can relate to, well, I don't like dude from out west. Ain't no perfect allies. Ain't no gift wrap revolution. You got to seize the time. When certain discussions happen, say, whoa, hold on. They got their ear? Okay, give me that. And you navigate and you win the people. You say you like a boxer. I'm gonna say this in close. I know my time down. I say, man, I was telling my field marshal the other day, the Central Committee. I say, see, our style be like Ali. We taking hits. We study certain people. I mean, I said, you watch them, and I see we do run the risk of becoming punched. You know what I'm saying? Having damage, but you study it. You see what I'm saying? And you feel the weak spots. You say, okay, you study your forces. You say, okay, now when that door open, run it. Right now, this might be over with next week. People might be scared. Listen, man, in Maywood, they were scared. There's people coming to the Hampton house who ain't never came in their life talking about Chairman Fred. People were scared to mention that man's name. Man, we got, and Chairman Mao Zedong said, let 1 million flowers bloom. So the deal is, you got to be consistently, every time we talk about Chairman Fred, it's never no subjective. I tell people, it's a people's thing. I ain't on no personal truth. Oh, man, you know what I'm saying? Man, him being a chairman is not negate him being my father. That hit impacted all of us. Them taking James Evans of Good Times impacted all. It wasn't just just that. Go look at Good Times. I'm closing. Go look at Good Times. Look at the episodes when James Evans was there, and look at not just the household. Look at what's the dude name, the pimp dude. He wasn't coming through them doors talking crazy when James Evans. Now this goofball JJ, that's a different story. You got to lay out this how the dynamics, this who James Evans, this the character, this how it impacts us. No, oh man, ain't no big deal. Just one character. This ain't just no one character. Okay, it was just one character. Put JJ, take JJ out. No, it had to be him. It had to be him. You get certain dynamics. You get certain cases. Oh, county jail. Hold on. Coronavirus, the timing. them athletes, they weren't playing. I said, we gotta move. They can't. The Caesar can't have no Roman games. They can't entertain them no more. Right? Now, we gotta move. Guess is listening. Ain't no entertainment. We got to move. You got to give it to them, lay it down, because certain times there are doors, there are outlets. You know what I'm saying? When Vietnam, I'm gonna say this real, in Vietnam, the anti-war militants, the white, the left, they, oh, peace, stop the war. Man, Minister UEP Newton said, man, we are sending a contingent over there to aid and assist the Vietnamese people. They up Danny. Hey, up Danny. Up Danny. Hampton House. Are you satisfied now? Look at this here. Historical landmark. Hey, sky's the limit. Close out with that, y'all. So again, cut the fat from the meat, bring it here, y'all, because I don't know how much charcoal we got, how many people won't come around, because some people just pop up around, you know what I'm saying? You know, family reunion, whatever. We out here cooking with charcoal, rocks, dust. So when you got the people listening, cut the fat from the meat and say, bam, here you go. And be careful, don't cut the fat from me too quick, because not you got to let that fat sit around it. Because if they knew how much few meat we really got, and man, can't eat up that. Something that fat serves a purpose. It serves a purpose. Come back in with y'all. There's another episode of Free on My Radio, Spirit of Making History, Taking History. I'm gonna take these young brothers and do the video with them at the Hampton House. I'm gonna close my eyes, give me some rest in a minute though. But again, y'all, SayTheHamptonHouse.org, hit the donate button, Cash App, $ Say the Hampton House. Man, again, I think we'll do Triple C Saturday, 2:00 at the Hampton House. May, Mother's Day. So, whatever donations y'all got to get something to the Mother's Day thing. Cassandra Grill, they got doctor, make sure y'all follow the water. Stayville. Water. A reporter asked President Biden's press secretary, how y'all giving cell phones the way to people? And they said, we were just trying to track people across the border. We trying to get water. Water. Yeah. There's no code word, like water. Up inside these camps, man. June, we got a chance for Father's Day, y'all. What's called Free 'em all. Y'all keep your heads up, eyes on the fist clenched, y'all. Spirit of making history, taking history. It's been a ball. What's it called? Free 'em all. Take us out, Sister Comrade. Oh, and somebody, it's June 16th. All right, the birthday coming up. I ain't gonna talk about it. Hey, don't leave it at that.
Unmuted.
We'll do Levante. I don't. Free 'em all. Take us out, Sister Comrade.